what it means if you were born with these palm signs. Have you ever looked at your hand and noticed a mysterious shape? A half moon beneath your nail, or the letter M formed by the lines on your palm? These aren't just coincidences. They are silent whispers, messages from something greater. Not everyone has them, but those who do are marked for something deeper. This isn't about superstition. It's about awakening. Because if these signs appear on your hand, certain things in your life are not only possible, they are destined. But only if you're ready to listen. Some people walk into a room and immediately feel what's unseen. They sense tension before a word is spoken. They know when something is off, even when everyone's smiling. They feel deeply. They listen without sound. And often they carry a mark on their body that speaks of this quiet ability. The half moon beneath their fingernails, also known as the lunula. This crescent-shaped symbol isn't just a physical trait. It has long been associated with energy, vitality, and intuitive perception. In ancient traditions, it was seen as a reflection of the moon itself, always watching, always changing, always quietly influencing the tides, not just of the ocean, but of the soul. If you have this mark, you may already understand its silent power. You may find yourself affected by the emotions of others, absorbing atmospheres and noticing subtleties that others overlook. You are the one who sees the flicker in someone's eyes when they lie. You hear the meaning behind their words, even if they deny it. You feel things that don't make logical sense, but they are real. You just know. This sensitivity is not a weakness. In fact, it is one of the greatest strengths a person can carry in this noisy, disconnected world. But it comes with weight, because when you are tuned into energies, you also feel the darkness, the chaos, the confusion in others. And sometimes, if you are not grounded, that weight becomes your own. You must understand that this gift isn't given to everyone. Not because others are less, but because each soul carries a different mission. Some are meant to lead with logic, others to fight with fire, but you, if this sign rests in your body, it is here to bring stillness. You are the mirror, the reminder, the calm in the storm. You are the one who sees the world through a different lens. While others chase noise, you seek meaning. While they react, you reflect. You ask deeper questions, not out of curiosity, but because something in you refuses to live on the surface. And yet, with such sensitivity comes responsibility. Your intuition will speak to you, but only if you create silence. If your life is too loud, your gift will feel like a burden. You will be overwhelmed, confused, tired, because intuitive souls are not meant to run at the same pace as the world. You must slow down, return to breath, return to nature, return to your body. Only then can your inner knowing rise to the surface. Trust it. Even when others don't, even when the path seems unclear, that whisper you hear, that gut feeling is not imagination. It is memory, a memory of your true path, a signal from the part of you that is not bound by fear or doubt. When you ignore it, you suffer. When you follow it, you flourish. Do not try to convince others. Not everyone will understand. Some will say you're too sensitive, too emotional, too much. That's okay. Let them speak from where they are. Their voice is not your compass. There will be times when your intuition tells you to walk away from something that looks perfect on the outside. Trust it. There will be moments when you feel drawn to something with no logical reason. Follow it, because your gift is not of logic. It is in alignment. You are a bridge between the seen and the unseen, and the world needs more of that. It needs people who can feel when something is wrong, even when the data says it's right. It needs people who sense the suffering behind someone's laughter, people who can hold space, people who heal, not by fixing, but by understanding. This is the power of the half moon. It is not just a mark. It is a reminder that you are not here to walk blindly. You are here to feel deeply, to see clearly, and to act consciously. But remember, intuition without strength becomes overwhelming. Sensitivity without boundaries becomes suffering. You must protect your energy. You must learn to say no, to step away, to rest. Because when your cup is full, your light expands. But when you are drained, your gift dims. So, honor yourself. Honor the sensitivity. Do not numb it. Do not escape from it. Sit with it. Breathe with it. Train it. Sharpen it. And then use it, not just for yourself, but for those around you. You may not always have the answers. You may not always feel certain. But the half moon is not a promise of perfection. It is a promise of direction. Follow it. Walk gently, but with purpose. Trust your steps even when they feel quiet. Because some of the most powerful movements are the ones that happen in silence. And if doubt ever creeps in, look at your hands. Look at the sign life has placed upon you. It is not a mistake. It is a mirror, a reflection of who you are and what you're meant to be. A soul that sees, not with the eyes, but with the heart. Look closely at your palm, not with doubt or disbelief, but with stillness, with curiosity, with presence. You may see a symbol quietly etched across your hand, a shape that forms the letter M. Some notice it immediately. Others only see it when they've begun to ask deeper questions. But once you notice it, you cannot unsee it. And you shouldn't. This mark is not an accident. It is not a random intersection of lines. It carries meaning, not because of superstition, but because of energy, because life often places signs in the places we ignore the most, in the details, in the silence, in the spaces we rarely pay attention to. And if this symbol rests on your hand, it is speaking to you. The M shape on the palm is often found in people who are not here to follow the crowd, but to rise beyond it. People who are not meant to blend in, but to guide, to shift, to influence. This doesn't mean fame or attention. It means impact. Quiet leadership, deep-rooted presence, a natural pull toward purpose. You may have felt this your entire life. A sense that you are different, that you're meant for something more, even if you couldn't define it. While others are satisfied with surviving, you've always desired something deeper, something meaningful, something lasting. This mark is a reflection of that inner truth. It shows up in those who are meant to lead, but not from the ego, from the soul. Leadership is not about control. It is not about titles or applause. True leadership is silent. It is humble. It comes from integrity, not ambition. It is the strength to stand alone when needed, the wisdom to listen before speaking, the courage to take action without needing recognition. Those with this mark often carry a natural sense of direction. Others are drawn to them, even in chaos. People come for advice. They trust your presence. They sense that you are not easily shaken. Even if inside you are still learning to trust yourself, your energy already speaks louder than your words. But this isn't always easy. Being marked with purpose means you feel the weight of responsibility. It means you often hold space for others even when your own heart is heavy. It means you see what others ignore. You feel what others suppress. And sometimes you walk alone, not because you are lost, but because your path is sacred and few are meant to walk it with you. You may doubt yourself. You may ask, why me? You may feel unqualified, but purpose does not ask for perfection. It only asks for truth, for action, for presence. You are not here to be flawless. You are here to be real, to show up when it matters, to speak with intention, to lead with love. And if the mark is on your hand, then your life is already echoing this call. Maybe you haven't listened yet. Maybe you've hidden behind fear or waited for the right time. But the truth is, the time has always been now. Your steps are not meant to be rehearsed. They are meant to be honest, because people don't follow perfection. They follow authenticity. The M on your palm is a reminder that you are meant to move with purpose, that your voice has power, that your choices ripple beyond what you can see, and whether you realize it or not, you are already leading someone. Someone is watching you, learning from you, becoming braver because of you. So do not shrink. Do not play small to make others comfortable. You were not made to hide. You were made to rise. But rising doesn't mean shouting. It means aligning. It means standing still in your truth, even when it's unpopular. It means walking forward, even when you are uncertain. Because your purpose is not about knowing every step. It's about taking the next one with intention. You may face resistance. You may be misunderstood. You may be judged. But remember, greatness is rarely recognized in its beginning stages. You are not here to be understood by everyone. You are here to be true to yourself. And in doing so, you give others the permission to do the same. Let the M be more than a shape. Let it be a mirror to your inner fire, your unshakable strength, your unwavering heart. You have the ability to change the course of someone's life simply by being who you are. That is not small. That is not ordinary. That is the purpose. So stand tall. Speak truth. Live deliberately. And when doubt creeps in, look at your palm again. Life placed a mark on you not to confuse you, but to confirm what you already know deep inside. You are here to lead, not with force, but with presence, not with pride, but with humility, and not with noise, but with clarity. Let the mark guide you, but more than that, become the meaning behind it. People often look at the marks on their palms and wonder if they mean anything. A half moon beneath the nail, an M formed by intersecting lines, a cross, a triangle, a star. Many shrug them off as coincidences or superstitions passed down through generations. Others obsess over them, believing they hold magical predictions about the future. But the truth lies somewhere deeper, beneath the noise, beyond the myths. These marks are not fortune-telling tools. They are not spells or guarantees. They are mirrors. They are reflections of who you already are and reminders of what you are meant to become. When you are still enough, you begin to notice that life speaks in many languages. Some are loud words, actions, noise. But others are quiet, symbols, synchronicities, sensations. And the human body in its wisdom is full of these silent messages. Your palm is not just skin and muscle. It's a canvas, a story, a map of potential. When you notice a distinct shape on your hand, your first reaction may be curiosity. You wonder what it means, what it says about you, what it predicts. But the point is not prediction, it is recognition. These marks don't tell you what will happen. They ask you who you are choosing to be. A half moon doesn't make you intuitive. It reminds you to listen to your intuition. An M on the palm doesn't give you leadership. It reflects your inner strength and your path toward influence and responsibility. These are not decorations, they are invitations. Invitations to awaken, to align, and to live with greater awareness. because you already carry the qualities these marks represent. But in the rush of daily life, in the noise of fear and comparison, it's easy to forget, to sleepwalk through your own story. These symbols are gentle nudges. They whisper, there is more to you than you realize. Wake up, pay attention, don't lose yourself in the external world. It is a mistake to place your destiny in the hands of a sign. The sign itself holds no power unless you embody the meaning behind it. 1,000 people can have the same mark. Only the one who listens, reflects, and acts from the heart will live the truth of it. It is not the symbol that makes you powerful, it is your alignment with it that unlocks what already lives inside you. Too many people wait for a sign to give them permission. But you don't need permission. The universe does not give you marks, so you can stay still and stare. It gives you reminders, so you can move, change, and evolve. If a mark appears on your hand, ask yourself, what is it reflecting in me? What trait is waiting to be remembered? What part of me is asking to rise? It's easy to chase magic outside of yourself, to look at marks like a horoscope or a fortune cookie. But that is not real empowerment. That is escapism. True power comes not from waiting for something to happen, but from realizing that something has already happened. You were born with meaning. You were born with direction. The signs simply point you back to that truth. Let your curiosity about these symbols lead you inward, not outward. Let them guide you to self-inquiry, not fantasy. If a symbol represents intuition, ask yourself, am I living in a way that honors my inner voice? If it points to leadership, ask, am I showing up with integrity, courage, and presence? The answers will not be found in superstition. They will be found in practice, in discipline, in alignment. The moment you leave the meaning, the mark fulfills its purpose. That is the real secret. The marks on your body are not messages from the outside. They are confirmations from the inside. You are not being told what to become. You are being reminded of what you already are. The potential has always been there. The question is, are you ready to embody it? This path requires patience. Not every gift reveals itself instantly. Sometimes the mark shows up long before you understand its significance. And that's okay. Sometimes life places reminders in us that only make sense years later. But they are there, waiting, silent but steady, and when the time is right, when your awareness catches up to your path, they begin to shine like a light in the dark. You are not alone in this journey. Many have walked with these same reminders etched into their skin. What sets you apart is not that you carry a mark, but that you choose to live the message behind it. So, do not fall into superstition. Do not become a prisoner of predictions. Instead, become a student of your own soul. Learn what these signs call out of you. Rise to meet that calling. Shape your life, not based on what the lines say, but on how deeply you align with the truth they reflect. When you look at your hand, don't ask, what will this give me? Instead, ask, what part of me is ready to wake up? You don't need magic. You need memory. Memory of who you are and why you're here. The marks are not the answer. You are. There are many who carry gifts without ever using them. They are born with signs etched into their palms, with intuition humming in their bodies, with the silent spark of something greater flickering in their souls. And yet their lives remain dim, not because the gift wasn't real, but because they never became conscious of it. They never looked inward long enough to understand what they were given. The truth is, it is not enough to be marked. It is not enough to be told you have potential. What matters is whether or not you awaken to it and live it with intention. A half moon on the nail, an M on the palm, a cross, a star. These are not automatic doors to power. They are signs, clues, echoes. They are like instruments lying in a quiet room, but without the hands of awareness to play them, they remain silent. The symbol does not define you. Your self-awareness does. You can be born with the gift of sensitivity, but if you do not learn how to regulate your emotions, it will feel like a curse. You can carry the mark of leadership, but if you never take responsibility for your choices, you will misuse your influence, or worse, fear it. The potential is not what transforms your life. It is the discipline to align with it again and again, even when it's hard. This is where most people stumble. They want the symbol to carry them, to open doors, to provide certainty, but the mark is not the power. The mark is the message, and the power is your ability to live it with full awareness, to know who you are, to face your strengths and your shadows, to act with clarity and presence. Self-awareness is not a concept. It is a practice. It is the daily decision to observe yourself instead of rejecting, to ask, why am I feeling this, before projecting it onto others, to notice the patterns that repeat in your life and take ownership of them. Not blame, not denial, ownership. That is how power grows. When you are not aware of who you are, your gifts remain dormant, or worse, they control you. A person with deep intuition, who lacks self-awareness, can become overwhelmed by emotions that aren't theirs. A person with influence, but no reflection, may use their power to manipulate instead of serve. Every unclaimed gift becomes a burden. Every unconscious strength becomes a danger. That is why you must look beyond the surface of the symbols. Don't ask just what they mean. Ask how you are living them. Don't get lost in interpretation. Get focused on integration. What does this mark ask of you? What habit must you develop to support it? What fear must you release to step into it? It is not about what the world sees in your hand. It is about what you see in yourself. You must become the one who watches, who pauses before reacting, who reflects before deciding. You must know your triggers, your impulses, your wounds, not to shame them, but to hold them with understanding. Because only in that awareness can you choose differently. Only in that stillness can you direct your energy with precision. Discipline without awareness becomes rigidity. Awareness without discipline becomes chaos. But together they create mastery. Together they allow you to hold your gift with grace and to use it with wisdom. Self-awareness also teaches humility, because when you truly observe yourself, you realize how easily you could fall into the same traps as those you once judged. You see your ego, your fears, your old stories, and in that seeing, you become softer, not weaker, softer, more grounded, more present, more human. And this grounded awareness is what gives your gift stability. Without it, your power will burn too fast. Without it, your influence will feel unstable. But with it, you become steady, quietly strong, rooted in something deeper than praise or fear. If the mark is real, the calling will come, but it will not scream. It will whisper. It will test your discipline. It will ask you to walk forward when there is no applause. It will challenge you to grow in the dark, when no one is watching. That is where the gift becomes real, not in the having, but in the holding. And so the mark is not the beginning of your power. It is the invitation to begin. It says here, look, remember, but you must do the work. You must sharpen your vision. You must show up for yourself, not once, but every day. That is how you turn a sign into a path. That is how you take something that could be forgotten and make it sacred. You don't need more signs. You need more awareness. You don't need more proof. You need more presence. Because you already carry everything you need to rise. It's not outside of you. It's not hidden. It's already here. So when you see the marks on your hand, let it be a reminder, not of something magical, but of something real. The reality that you have power, direction, and potential, and all of it is waiting, not for the world to change, but for you to become aware of who you truly are. That awareness is the door, and walking through it is your responsibility. There are moments in life when we search for signs, craving something to confirm what we feel but cannot explain. We look to the sky, to numbers, to the lines on our palms. We long for a symbol to tell us who we are, why we are here, and where we are meant to go. And sometimes when we find something, a half moon beneath the nail, an M in the palm, a shape that speaks to something greater, we feel awakened, seen, chosen. But the truth is, no mark defines you. You do. The symbol may point, but it does not carry you. It may whisper, but it cannot decide. The sign may reveal a possibility, but only you can breathe life into it. Without your awareness, the mark is just a line. Without your behavior, it's just skin. Without your mindset, it's just another detail lost in the noise of daily life. You are not here to be shaped by a sign. You are here to give it meaning through the way you live. Because 1,000 people may have the same mark, but not the same discipline, not the same soul, not the same fire. One person uses it as a mirror for growth, while another waits for a magic that never arrives. One rises with it, builds with it, and becomes a living example of its message. The other watches, wonders, and never moves. The mark is the same, but the meaning lives in the one who holds it. It's easy to forget this. Easy to give our power away to what lies outside of us. We want to believe that something will rescue us, that a destiny is guaranteed. If the sign is there, everything will unfold without struggle. But this way of thinking only delays your becoming, because nothing changes until you do. No line on your hand will create your life for you. That is your task, your sacred work. You are not the symbol, you are the energy behind it. Your choices shape your character. Your thoughts shape your direction. Your attitude determines what doors open and which ones close. And every day, you are either honoring the meaning of your gift or forgetting it. There is no room for ego here. The mark is not proof that you are better than others. It is a quiet invitation to rise in responsibility, to lead with humility, to live with deeper awareness. If you wear the symbol but lack compassion, you have missed its message. If you carry the shape but reject self-reflection, you have turned a blessing into an illusion. True meaning is created in your silence, in your practice, in how you respond when no one is watching. It is in the way you treat others, even when you are tired, in the way you show up, even when life feels unfair, in the way you keep your heart open, even after it has been broken. That is where the real work happens, not in the lying, but in the living. You may be gifted, you may be marked, but the world will not reward your potential. It will reward your presence, your consistency, your willingness to grow when it's uncomfortable, your choice to stay aligned when it would be easier to give up. The symbol gives you nothing. It asks everything of you. It asks that you become more self-aware, that you become more intentional, that you walk through the world not asleep, but awake, knowing that every moment is shaping your legacy, not the words you say, not the image you present, but the quiet integrity that no one sees but you. This is what turns the mark into meaning. This is what transforms a symbol into a life worth living. It's not what's on your hand that defines you, it's what's in your heart. It's not the curve of a line that will shape your future. It's the curve of your mindset, the direction of your focus, the depth of your self-discipline. So if you have a mark, be grateful. Let it awaken you, but do not wait for it to change your life. That is your role. That is your power. The meaning lives in the person you choose to become. And every day is an opportunity to step further into that truth. Every choice is a chance to embody what the sign only hinted at. Every moment of awareness is a brushstroke on the canvas of your destiny. The soul behind the sign is what matters. The person who chooses stillness over chaos, integrity over convenience, courage over comfort. That is where transformation begins. So don't just admire the mark. Live it. Breathe into it. Let your actions give it weight. Let your mindset shape its message. Let your soul, not your skin, be the source of your greatness. Because in the end, symbols fade, but the meaning you bring to them through your life, your choices, your presence, that is what lasts. That is what changes everything. So if you have a half moon on your nail or an M etched into your palm, understand this: it is not a coincidence, but it is not a prophecy either. It is a quiet reminder, a gentle signal that you are already carrying something rare, something sacred, not in your skin, but in your spirit. The symbols are real, but they are not what defines you. What defines you is how you choose to live. Whether you listen to your intuition or silence it, whether you lead with integrity or shrink from your own power, whether you awaken or continue to sleep through your potential. You are the meaning. You are the message. You are the one the sign has been waiting for. So walk with awareness, move with purpose, lead with presence, and above all, remember, the most powerful mark is not the one life gave you. It is the one you leave behind. Let that be your legacy. Let that be your truth. Let that be the sign you become.